molecule. Melanin pigment, right,
Right.
is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because it has an ability to transduce electrical energy. Can you imagine this? It has this incredible ability to hold on to and transduce and manipulate electrons, electronic energy, and photons, photonic energy. It's a fascinating molecule. Melanin pigment, right, is so unbelievable, George. They use it in computer chips now because it has an ability to transduce electrical energy. Can you imagine this? It has this incredible ability to hold on to and transduce and manipulate electrons, electronic energy, and photons.
So she sends Bishop back in time.
No, just his consciousness into his younger self, his younger body.
Wow.
This might just work, Charles.
What might work?
The Sentinel program was originally conceived by Dr. Bolivar Trask. In the early 70s, he was one of the world's leading weapons designers. But covertly, he had begun experimenting on mutants, using their gifts to fuel his own research. There was one mutant who had discovered what he was doing.
A mutant with the ability to transform herself into anyone.
Mystique.
I knew her as Raven. We met when we were children, grew up together. She was like a sister to me. I tried to help her, but only succeeded in driving her away. She hunted Trask across the world, and at the Paris Peace Accords in 1973, after the Vietnam War, after the Vietnam War.
The Vietnam War. In the late 60s and early 70s, they began to rewrite their interpretation of the pineal gland. The reason for that was that a large number of African Americans fought and died during the Vietnam War. And whenever a soldier dies, there's an autopsy that's performed before their body is sent back to Dover Air Force Base. And what they discovered, what these physicians discovered, is that when they performed the autopsies, the 75 to 80% of the African American soldiers had a large functioning pineal gland. The pineal gland is normally about the size of your thumb. So it was not a vestigial organ in 70 to 80% of African Americans.
It only persuaded the government of the need for his program. They captured her that day, tortured her, experimented on her. In her DNA, they discovered the secrets to her powers of transformation. It gave them the key they needed to create weapons that could adapt to any mutant power. And in less than 50 years, the machines that have destroyed so many of our kind were created. But it all started that day in 1973. The day she first killed. The day she truly became Mystique.
Do you want to go back there?
If I can get to her, stop the assassination, keep her out of their hands, then we can stop the Sentinels from ever being born.
And end this war before it ever begins.
I can send someone back a couple weeks. Maybe a month, but you're talking about going back decades. You have the most powerful brain in the world, Professor. But the mind can only stretch so far before it snaps. It would rip you apart. I'm sorry. No one could survive that trip.
What if someone's mind has a way of snapping back? What if someone can heal as fast as they're ripped apart?
Where did X-Men come from in the first place? For those 5 or 6 of you who may not know the story here.
Well, let's see. I don't know whether to tell you the truth or make it an interesting story. I'll compromise. I had already done the Fantastic Four, and I had done Spider-Man, and I had done the Hulk. And I was looking for something else to do, and I thought the Fantastic Four was kind of successful, so I would do another group. But as you probably know, the toughest thing is to figure out where does a superhero get his or her power from. I mean, how many people can be bitten by radioactive spiders or zonked by gamma rays or cosmic rays? And I don't know that much about rays. I had run out of rays. So I was really stymied, and then inspiration hit. I realized I'm going to take the cowardly way out. If I say that my heroes are mutants and they were just born that way, I don't have to explain anything. I don't have to use radioactivity. They're born that way. That's it. Take it or leave it. So I was able to come up with a whole caboodle of heroes who were born that way. See, that's how clever, how inventive I am. They're born that way. Now leave me alone. So that was it. And I was lucky enough to have a genius like Jack Kirby draw the strip. So everybody loved it. I have been lucky all my life. I come up with a few cockamamie ideas. I get a guy like Kirby to make them look great. I get a producer like Lauren Shuladana to make the movie look great. I get people like, well, they were there a minute ago. They were here. And everybody makes the things that I started look great, and I take the credit for it, and I'm just enough of a phony to take the credit for it, and there you go.
One mutant who had discovered what he was doing.
Mystique.
I knew her as Raven. She hunted Trask across the world and killed him. In her DNA, they discovered the secrets to her powers of transformation. It gave them the key they needed to create weapons that could adapt to any mutant power. And in less than 50 years, the machines that have destroyed so many of our kind were created. A world of war, suffering, loss, on both sides. Mutants and the humans who dared to help them.
So I wake up in my younger body, God knows where. Then what?
You'll need to go to my house and find me. Convince me of all of this.
It was a slaughter. It all starts with her. What the hell happened to him?
Lost everything. Eric, Raven, his legs.
I was a very different man then. You'll have to be patient with me.
I'm sorry, Jones. For what happened, I truly am.
It's going to take the two of us, side by side at a time when we couldn't live it.
We've come for you, Eric and I. Together.
Logan, you're going to have to do for me what I once did for you. Lead me, guide me.
So I know would never turn his back on someone who lost their path, especially someone he loved.
Just because someone stumbles, loses their way, doesn't mean they're lost forever.
Eric, what are you doing?
No!
abandoned me! You took her away and you abandoned me! Mutant brothers and sisters, all dead!
Countless others, experimented on, butchered! Where were you, Charles? We were supposed to protect them! Where were you when your own people needed you? Hiding! You and Hank, pretending to be something you're not! I don't want your suffering. I don't want your future! You abandoned us all.
I opened my mind, and it almost overwhelms me. All those voices. So much pain. They all come back.
You sacrificed your power so you could walk.
I sacrificed my powers so that I could...
It's not that pain you're afraid of. It's yours, Charles.
I can hear that.
That pain will make you stronger. If you allow yourself to feel it, embrace it, it will make you more powerful than you ever imagined.
All those years wasted fighting each other, Charles. To have a precious further back.
Goodbye, old friend.
The most human part.
I have hope for them.
Hope.
There's going to be a time when we are all together.